If you're somewhere between 20 and 75 employees, there's a good chance the leadership habits that got you here are now holding you back. And the tricky part of that is that they used to work really well. Most founders think leadership problems show up because people stop caring, stop performing, or stop being accountable. But that's usually not what's happening. What's actually going on is this: you're still leading the way you had to when you had 10 employees, except now you have 50. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 4 leadership habits that are perfect early on, but start to break down as your company grows. Habit number 1 is direct access to you. When you've got 10 employees, direct access to the founder just works. Everyone knows what's happening. Decisions move very fast. You are the hub, and honestly, that's pretty efficient. But at 50 employees, that same habit starts undermining your leadership team. People go around their managers. Decisions get very inconsistent. Your leaders can't actually lead because you're still the easiest path forward. What used to feel like being supportive now just creates confusion. This is one of the first things that shows up as headcount grows, way before most companies think they need more structure. Next, let's look at the habit that keeps you indispensable, but your team stuck. Habit number 2 is I'll just do it leadership. Early on, doing it yourself is survival mode. You are faster than explaining it, you know it'll get done right, and you are filling gaps everywhere. But at 50, that same habit starts teaching your team something you definitely don't want them to learn. And that is that ownership only lives with you. So they start waiting, escalating, hesitating. You feel indispensable, but what you've really built is a team that depends on you for everything. This is where founders start burning out while their teams feel like they're not really growing. Same habit, totally different result. This is why it's so important to look at what breaks when, not just what feels wrong right now. As your headcount grows, there's usually a gap between how leadership is operating and what the business actually needs now. I've built a headcount diagnostic designed to tell you what we see breaking as headcount grows. It's based on nearly 15 years of exclusive work inside small businesses. You can grab it for free in the description box. If some of this has already started to feel uncomfortably familiar, keep that in the back of your mind because the next 2 habits are where teams really start to feel the friction. Habit number 3 is informal accountability. When you've got 10 people, accountability is mostly just understood. Everyone knows what good looks like. You course correct on the fly. Standards are just part of the conversation. But at 50, almost nothing is truly shared anymore. Different managers enforce different things. Your high performers notice that, your low performers hide, and resentment starts building in the background. This is when leaders say we've got culture issues, but what they really have is expectations that never scaled and a lack of accountability. I have spent several episodes talking about this, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I do believe that lack of structured accountability is one of the greatest challenges facing small businesses today. Finally, the next habit is the one that turns everyday decisions into constant rework. Habit number 4 is decision by proximity. Early on, decisions get made based on who happens to be in the room. And that works when everyone's basically in the same room most of the time. But as you grow, it starts creating absolute chaos. Different answers to the same questions, rework everywhere, constant second guessing, leadership fatigue. Nobody's necessarily doing anything wrong here. The system just never evolved. This is one of the clearest signs that your leadership habits haven't kept up with your growth. Here's what I want you to sit with. Most leadership problems aren't caused by bad leaders at the top. They're caused by good leaders using habits that just don't fit the size of their business anymore. If any of these felt familiar, that's a signal. The headcount diagnostic helps you see what kind of pressure your business is actually under right now and what's probably coming next. Not to fix everything at once, just to help you lead differently on purpose. A business where you are building rather than reacting. Let's build that.